Welcome back.
I challenge you to guess the NRL team by their 2025 partner sponsors, which are advertised on their team jerseys. Don't forget to comment your score at the end. Let's begin the quiz. Which NRL team is sponsored by Pepper Money, Zurich and Steeden in 2025? The answer is West's Tigers. Which NRL team is sponsored by Tripadil, Squadron Energy and Romara? The answer is St George Illawarra Dragons. Which NRL team is sponsored by MyPlace, Oak and Hertz in 2025? The correct answer is Penrith Panthers, guys. Which team is sponsored by Kings, Budget Direct and KFC in 2025? The correct answer is the Dolphins. Which NRL team is sponsored by Laundy Hotels, KFC and Wattle? The correct answer is the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Which NRL team is sponsored by MG Motor, Host Plus and McDonald's in 2025? The correct answer is the South Sydney Rabbitohs, guys. Which team is sponsored by Toyota Forklifts, CDC and McDonald's in 2025? The correct answer is Green Machine, the Canberra Raiders. Which NRL team is sponsored by Red Z, Suzuki and Fiji Airways in 2025? The correct answer, the Melbourne Storm, guys. Which NRL team is sponsored by BYD, Rio Steel and Red Rooster in 2025? The correct answer is the Sydney Roosters. What NRL team is sponsored by Kia, ASICS and BCF in 2025? The correct answer is the most popular team, Brisbane Broncos. Which NRL team is sponsored by James Hardie, Allen and McDonald's in 2025? The correct answer is Paramatta Eels, guys. What NRL team is sponsored by Toyota, 4X and McDonald's in 2025? The correct answer is the North Queensland Cowboys, guys. Which NRL team is sponsored by NIB, Jim Beam and McDonald's in 2025 NRL season? The answer is Newcastle Knights, and an easy one for the Knights fans. What NRL team is sponsored by GWM, Sky and Wendy's in 2025 NRL season? The answer is the only team outside of Australia, the New Zealand Warriors. Which NRL team is sponsored by Aramax, Rio Zone and Quest in the 2025 NRL season? The correct answer is Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. Which NRL team is sponsored by Lottery Office, My Pay Now and Better in 2025 season? The correct answer is the Goldcoast Titans, guys. Final question. Which NRL team is sponsored by United Resource Management, Tripadil and KFC? The correct answer is Manly Warringah Sea Eagles. Well, that's the end of the quiz. Please comment your score, and I'll see you in the next quiz.